Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into the groundbreaking book, Burn, by Dr. Herman Ponzer. And trust me, what we're about to uncover is going to challenge pretty much everything you think you know about how your own body works.
So let's just start with the question that drives millions of us crazy. You're hitting the gym, you're eating cleaner, you're doing all the right things, but that number on the scale just will not budge. Sound familiar?
We're all told the same story, that our bodies are basically just simple machines, like a car engine. You put in less fuel, you do more work, and you burn through your reserves. More exercise should just equal more calories burned. Simple. But what if that's just not how it works at all?
Yeah, let's call it what it is, the exercise deception. And to really understand it, we need to meet a truly fascinating group of people.
To get to the truth, Dr. Ponzer and his team went way off the beaten path to a remote part of Tanzania to study the Hadza. Now, these are one of the last true hunter-gatherer groups left on the planet, and their lifestyle is a pretty good mirror of how our ancient ancestors lived.
And the difference in lifestyle is just night and day. On one hand, you have the Hadza, super active, walking for miles, hunting, digging for tubers all day. And on the other, you have your typical Western office worker who, let's be honest, is mostly sitting. The gap in physical labor is just enormous.
And we're not just guessing here, we've got the numbers. The average Hadza adult walks about 16,000 steps every single day. To put that in perspective, that's roughly 3 times more activity than the average American. They are constantly in motion.
So you do the math. Your brain immediately goes, okay, they must be torching thousands more calories than we are. It's just common sense. Has to be true, right? Well, get ready for the bombshell. Using the absolute gold standard measurement techniques, Ponzer's team discovered that a Hadza adult burns around 2,600 calories a day, which is almost exactly the same as a typical sedentary Westerner. Let that sink in for a second. All that extra activity and their total calorie burn is the same as ours. It's wild.
How is that even possible? This one incredible finding from the Hadza completely changes the game. It teaches us a whole new way to think about our metabolism.
It all comes down to a radical idea called constrained daily energy expenditure. The theory is that our bodies aren't dumb calculators. They're incredibly smart budget managers. They adapt and adjust to keep our total daily burn inside this surprisingly narrow window no matter how much we run around. And to really get why our bodies do this, we gotta jump in the time machine and go way, way back. I'm talking 2 million years back to a critical moment in our evolution.
The real game changer, the thing that separated our ancestors from other apes, was something really simple but totally profound: sharing. Our ancestors started sharing food, and that cooperation changed absolutely everything.
Think about it. Sharing food created a bigger, more reliable energy pipeline for the whole group. And with all that extra, reliable fuel, what did we do? We evolved these huge, expensive, energy-guzzling brains. We started having more babies more often. We basically upgraded our whole operating system to a higher energy life. But here's the kicker. We learned to do it all while keeping that daily energy bill pretty much the same.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, wait a minute. If exercise doesn't actually burn more total calories, then why on earth am I bothering with the gym? And that is a fantastic question, because it's all about allocation. Exercise doesn't give you a bigger energy budget for the day. It forces your body to spend its existing budget differently. When you make your body spend more on physical activity, it has to cut spending somewhere else.
And where does that energy come from? Well, your body is smart. It starts pulling funds from things you don't want, like low-grade chronic inflammation or pumping out too many stress hormones. And it redirects that precious energy to the good stuff, repairing your tissues, keeping your immune system strong, and maintaining your brain health.
Herman Ponzer himself puts it perfectly right here. The real magic of exercise isn't about burning more calories. It's about teaching your body how to spend its calories better. It's about building a healthier system, not just trying to empty the tank.
So this obviously brings us to the other big part of the equation: diet. If exercise isn't the silver bullet for weight loss, Then what in the world are we supposed to be eating?
Well, let's look at the Hadza again, because their diet just blows the lid off a lot of modern fads. They actually eat a ton of carbohydrates. We're talking around 65% of their diet comes from carbs and things like tubers and honey. So this tells us that carbs, at least in their natural high-fiber form, are definitely not the enemy.
The real problem, as Ponser so brilliantly puts it here, isn't one nutrient like carbs or fat, it's the modern food environment itself. Our brains, which evolved over millions of years to hunt for energy, are just completely outmatched and overwhelmed by a supermarket aisle that's engineered to make us overeat.
So, what's a better plan? It's not about some new, crazy, restrictive diet. It's about working with our ancient biology. First, prioritize foods that actually make you feel full. We're talking lots of fiber and protein. Second, try to avoid those hyper-palatable, processed foods designed to hijack your brain. And third, be honest with yourself and let the scale be your guide. It's the ultimate feedback tool for your personal energy balance.
And really, this is the massive, provocative thought that Ponser's work leaves us with. Our bodies are these incredible machines, perfectly evolved for a world of scarcity and intense physical activity, a world that, for most of us, just doesn't exist anymore. So the challenge, the big question for all of us is this: are we smart enough to understand that ancient biology and then build a modern world that actually works with it instead of against it?